Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And welcome back to another Pick a Card reading. Today's topic is how to raise your vibration to attract positive energy and circumstances into your life. You guys, this is why I am so adamant about getting out in nature, healthy eating, exercise, yoga, affirmations, all that good stuff. It makes an actual real life difference to me. I don't think I'd be wasting my time with any of this chill stuff if it wasn't for the fact that I actually saw a difference. So I want to give you guys some personalized tips today on easy things that you can do, just little things that you can add to your routine or to your schedule that'll raise your vibration to help make you a magnet to the things that you're trying to manifest and attract. So if you want to, you can simply listen to the whole reading to get all of the tips, or choose an object here to get a more personalized message for you. And I do want to take this time to shout out real quick that I'm having my end of summer sale. This is the last sale that I will be having until closer to the holiday season. So it's your last chance to get a reading from me at a discounted price. My readings are already really fairly priced, but I have a lot of time right now at the end of summer, and as you guys can tell, I have a perfect workspace in this house that I'm staying in, and as my summer vacation comes to a close, I have a little bit more time, so I want to offer this opportunity to those of you guys who would like to take advantage of the discount, or maybe who have never had a reading before and want to take a little incentive to be able to get one. So all you have to do is just go to my website, and if you don't want to purchase through my website, I also offer PayPal, but my website is nice because you can get an order confirmation. I have a video below that you can click on that will actually walk you through how to order from me and how it works. I also have what I offer below in the prices and the comments in the description. I have a link to my website you can go to, and if you need any further assistance on purchasing a reading from me, just email me and I can help you with it. Also, do not feel pressured to purchase a reading from me. This is the best way that you can support my channel. A lot of you guys ask, how can I support? Do you have a Patreon? I rather just offer something in exchange. I love having those balanced energy exchanges, so purchasing a reading is the best way you can support me and my channel so I can continue to keep making free content like this. But you can also just subscribe, and comment, and I appreciate that too. So if you are interested in finding out how you can raise your vibration, simply just choose a number or an object and then head down below to the comments and description where the timestamps are posted, so you can just click on that timestamp and instantly be fast forwarded to your part in the reading. So we have number 1, the crystal ball. Number 2, the clear quartz. Or number 3, the rock quartz. So I have 3 different types of quartz for you guys to choose from today. It'll be kind of a challenge. Which one do you feel drawn to the most? Number 1, 2, or 3? And once you have chosen, just head down below to the comments and I will see you in a moment for your reading. So for those of you guys who choose number 1, how can you raise your vibration to attract good energy and more of what you want into your life? Let's see what the cards have to say. So quite a few cards here today. But one thing these cards all have in common is the ability for you to create your experience. I'm being really drawn to this card here, the choice. This world that we're in, this universe that we're in, this earth, there is something very, very fascinating and very interesting about it. It has a very mirror-like state to it. So whatever you put out into the universe is what you get back. That's what some people might call karma. There's an exponential nature to this universe. The more that you do something, the more that you get it and you get back. The more hours that you work, the more bigger paycheck, the more money you receive in return. The more that you exercise, the more strength and endurance your body builds. The more water that you drink, the more hydrated you become. Obviously, there's such thing as balance. Too much of a good thing, or you push too hard, then you go into a state of resistance, right? And then it can work against you. But for the most part, what you put back, what you put out, you're gonna get back. So if you wanna create joyful experiences, if you want to create fun in your life, if you want to create excitement in your life, if you have something really big that you want to manifest, then you need to find little ways every day that you can put out that same energy or that same vibration. So let me give you guys an example from my life. I learned about this concept a few years ago about, it's kind of, some people say, dress for the job that you want or the life that you want, not the life that you have, or act as if you already have it now. But it's hard to really figure that out practically. You have to really brainstorm. For me, years ago, I figured out that I really wanted to manifest a lifestyle of traveling the world. And at the time, that was something that felt just very impossible to me. I just had a very average day job. I was not in a financial situation at the time to do that. There were so many circumstances going around me. I was dealing with depression and just some chaotic circumstances in my life. And in the middle of all that, I had this dream. That's what happens. Life is happening, shit's going down, but we have these dreams, And maybe you can relate to that. Maybe you feel like you're in a situation where there's so much working against you, but you still have this dream inside and you're like, how can I make this happen? Well, it starts with the energy. It starts with the action. It starts with the vibration. Once you realize what it is that you want, because step one is just getting clarity, realizing what you want. You can do that through vision boarding or through writing and envisioning. But once you realize what you want, you got to get the energetic momentum going. So that's what this is about, raising your vibration through creating energetic momentum. Okay, so for me, I spent some time brainstorming of, well, obviously right now, this second, this is how I was thinking in the past. I can't get up and travel the world. I'm not at that place at this moment where I can hop on the plane and go travel the world. But how can I create the energy of that in my life? So the first thing I had to do was to write and brainstorm, what does the energy of traveling feel like? And what activities would I be doing when I was traveling? So I wrote down things like, it's adventurous, it's uplifting, I'm watching the sunset, I'm laying at the beach all day, I'm going on hikes, I'm seeing incredible views, I'm seeing things I've never seen before, I'm meeting new people, I'm trying different foods, so I wrote down this whole list of what that would be like. And then the next step was to ask myself, how can I create that now where I am? So that was hard because I was living in a small town. I had kind of seen it all and done it all. I was really bored. I was stuck in a routine. I was exhausted from my work. I thought that I didn't have any extra time, but I had to get very crafty. So what I started doing was I started going on hikes. There was this one place that I'd heard about that I'd never hiked before in the next town over. So I went there and I started exploring that place. On the weekends, sometimes evenings after work, I would just drag my butt there. And at first I could barely even hike into the place because I was so tired. But I built up the energy and the stamina and endurance to be able to climb up onto the hill around there, and I saw a sight and a vision I had never seen before. Even though I had grown up in this place, I had never seen this particular view of it. And I watched the sunset there sometimes. I brought friends there. I started going out more with friends and to, like if I saw a poster for something, I would just get a friend and be like, let's just go to this thing, even if it's dumb, let's just see what it's like. And I would have a new experience. I would try a new restaurant. I found out there was a Vietnamese restaurant that was near me, and so I decided to try that place. So it was little things, just very, very little things I did. On the weekends, I started trying to live my life as if I already had the life I wanted. So I was like, maybe I can, go to a day spa. And I would save up. I'd work very hard and like, let's go to the day spa. Let's do things that are relaxing. I'm gonna take out my journal and make a cup of tea and lay on my bed and just stare out the window and just kind of have a romantic afternoon like I would if I was traveling somewhere cool. Like, I used my imagination a lot. I took advantage of local parks, and I could go on and on about this, but I had to get very, very creative. But soon enough, I was starting to experience that energy of joy. I was looking forward to my time off of work. I was spending a lot of my time planning the next activity or the next place I was gonna go. I would spend a couple of months just saving, $10 here, $10 there, so that I could, go explore somewhere a couple hours away. I took the bus places. I just tried so many different things where I was. And I really believe that energy is what got me out of the energetic funk and helped me raise my vibration and started getting the momentum going towards what I have manifested now. So spoiler alert, I have been a world traveler for over 2 years now, and I've been to so many different countries, and I am living the life of my dreams. And so I did have to work hard for it. It didn't fall in my lap, but starting with the energetic momentum is something I would highly recommend. So raise your vibration by allowing yourself to dream a little bit. Like I mentioned, just to kind of go over the process again, if you want to take notes, start by making a vision board of what it is that you want in your life, or what experience or what it is that you want to create. Maybe write it out, and or you can make a vision board. Then, and I have a video called How to Make a Vision Board, or Vision Board Tutorial. So on YouTube, just type in Rainbow Harmony Vision Board if you need a walkthrough on that. This is dropping into your heart to really be honest with yourself about what it is that you want to create. This is a reminder to you that everything starts from nothing. Everything starts in your mind, but I think a lot of people get hung up because they think if I can just dream it and believe it, then it'll manifest. And that's a concept for sure. But let's talk more about believing it. If you believe something, it's a part of you. Like, your beliefs are ingrained in you. So how do you make this belief, that this thing that you want to create is like really gonna happen? Like, you start living it. You start acting that fantasy out. You start creating that where you are. You move into that space and into that energy. You make it a part of you. So how can you make what you want a part of you now? That's the question. This is definitely going to raise your vibration. And so this is self-initiation. This is something you're going to have to work through yourself. You're going to have to figure this out. I gave you some pointers, but this is reminding you that you always have a choice. You don't have to, if you don't like the way that you're living, if you don't like what's going on around you, you always have a choice. This is something that my husband and I were talking about at the beach the other day. We were like talking about the world events, and we're reminding ourselves that there's always a choice. Even if like certain circumstances come in your life, you always have a choice. And it might feel like you're trapped, or you have to do this or you have to do that, but you don't. You really do always have a choice. So just remember that. Even if the circumstance feels limited, there's still a choice on how you can react to it. So for you, this is dropping into the heart of each moment and asking yourself, what choice can I make that's going to make this situation more in alignment with what I want? And this is Earth Angel. I think this is like, get out in the world, create joy. It's really that simple. What experiences are joyful to you? Making a whole list of things that you like, what's fun for you, the little things, the medium things, the big things, and then every day just picking one thing off that list and doing it will help you to keep creating and harvesting the energy of joy, So the more joy you put out, the more you get back. So it's like you gotta take an effort with it. It really is just like going to the gym or eating healthy. It's something you have to be consistent with. So cultivating joy and a high vibration is something you have to be consistent with as well. So me, what am I doing to create joy today? I am learning a new language. That's what I'm gonna do later tonight. And I have a lot of work and all this stuff going on, but I am, especially with the sale and stuff, shouting out my sale, you guys, if you wanna check it out. Information's below. But I'm excited knowing that later this evening, I'm gonna spend an hour and I'm carving out that hour for myself to work on that. And that's something that I know is gonna make me really happy and excited. So I just pick one thing a day that's gonna bring me joy. Even if I'm feeling horrible or I feel like I don't deserve it, I know it's important. So I'm not perfect, you guys, okay? I'm like using myself as an example because that's all I really have is me. But I encourage you to try this out and let me know how it works for you, okay? It really is very simple. Sometimes you just have to get organized with this. After a while, you will get in the habit of cultivating joy and you won't have to write things down and make lists and like plan it in and set alerts and reminders and stuff. But sometimes in the beginning, you have to like take it seriously, plan it out, set those alerts, and make space for your joy. And I know that you can do it. I'm excited for you. Let me know your ideas below or what you're going through in this area, or if you have any tips that have worked for you on cultivating joy. And thank you so much for coming to my channel. I'll see you next time. Peace out. So for those of you guys who choose number 2, how can you raise your vibration to attract more positive energy in your life and draw your manifestations or what is desired to you? Let's see what is in you for the cards. This is very interesting. This message is all about your environment and the role that that plays on your vibrational state. So I don't know if any of you guys have played the video game Sims. I haven't played it in a while, kind of reminds me. But I think something that's really funny is that on this video game, for any of you guys who don't know, The Sims is basically like literally a simulation of like humans and their life, and you get to like build them a house and act certain things out. It's really fascinating. But something interesting happens when you are creating their house and you're like setting things up for them. Like if you don't decorate the house like pretty, or you don't paint the walls, or you don't put enough light in the house or plants, or like make it aesthetically pleasing or use colors, then it affects their mood. And sometimes if they can get depressed actually, and it's funny, they stomp their feet and they like cry, and it can just affect a lot of things. And I think it's funny because we are so similar. Like if our environment is crappy or something's off in it, it can really frustrate us and affect us. I remember there was this one house that I checked into when I've been traveling where there was like this weird smell in it. And I spent a couple days there, and I don't know what the smell was. The place looked very clean, it had high reviews, and it had a great view, but I think it might have been coming from the couch or something because it was like in a very humid environment. But the smell was so bad, I just like couldn't get my work done. So eventually we checked out and went to another place. And the first day in the new place, I felt so happy. I got tons of stuff done. It was very, very strange how just like one little thing, you don't even realize what it is at first. Like, cause I didn't realize it was affecting me that much, but the littlest things in your environment can really affect you. So this isn't to say that you need to keep everything clean all the time and be like really OCD about it or something. Like there's a message here about staying devoted to the little things that really perk up your environment. And so of course that is going to be keeping things cleanly. So be very cautious of clutter. Clutter can actually block your energy from receiving things you've been trying to manifest. And I've seen this play out in my life. There were times that I somehow accumulated clutter, you know how it happens, where I finally went through my items and possessions and my clothes and closet and stuff, and I threw out the trash and organized things and like donated stuff, got back down to the bare bones of essentials, and then the next couple of weeks I was manifesting stuff left and right. That has happened in my life a couple of times. So if you're surrounded by clutter, it is so important to look at every single object and ask yourself, is this really like serving me? And also sometimes we hang on to objects because they remind us of things. Like if it's reminding you of something depressing, then you need to get rid of it. Like I have these really cute earrings that were given to me by someone that just, wasn't in alignment with me anymore. I'll be honest, from an ex-boyfriend. And they were gorgeous earrings and I really loved them, and like they were kind of my signature, and I just eventually at one point had to bring them to like a secondhand shop and get rid of them because the energy in them was just keeping me from fully severing that cord with that person. And I felt a huge healing after I got rid of those earrings. Like I cried. It was so weird. Like the next day I cried, and it was weird because I thought I was over that relationship, but just getting rid of that really, really helped. So sometimes you have to purge yourself of things that are hanging on to old energies. Obviously you want to keep memories. I know a lot of people have like a little memorabilia box where they keep old notes and old letters, and I think that kind of stuff is okay. You know, just ask yourself if it's serving you, if it's something that you really want to hold on to, and don't be paranoid if there's a couple things that you just really want to keep. But if there's tons of stuff, that's where you got to just start going through it. So yeah, basically this is someone who's like going through all her things or all their things and really asking themselves, does this serve me? Does it deserve a place in my life? It's all about balance. It's amazing that we're living a world where like we're material, and that's what I love. Like having beautiful furniture and, you know, nice clothes and, you know, just gorgeous things around you. Like that is something that definitely will help. But there's a point where it becomes a little too much and cluttered, and it can actually block you from manifesting stuff. So if you're having trouble manifesting or your vibe feels low, it's a good time to go and clear out your junk drawers and to create some space. I've given this talk on my channel before, so I'm gonna kind of move on, but there's other things that you can do. To me, this is a message of smell. I know that's weird, but I look at this and it kind of reminds me of like a nose or something, and scents can actually be very, very helpful to you. Now, don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you guys any friggin' MLM essential oils, okay? So you can relax here. But certain smells and scents can be very, very helpful. I love to use frankincense oil. I dab a little bit on my third eye, and I like to smell it to help open my psychic senses while I'm doing readings. I love lavender for when I'm gonna go to sleep, and I just love rose. Anything that smells like rose. I found out that rose is actually very protective for your energy, but I just love the smell of it. So if you just love the smell of something, keep it around you. Try to get as natural and as pure of a scent as you can. Some people aren't as sensitive to smells, but if you're someone who just gets headaches and migraines, definitely check like your scent products and your perfumes and your lotions. Try to go for something natural. Even natural can make you allergic, so it's trial and error, because I've tried certain scents that I love, but then I realized, oh my gosh, this is giving me a migraine. So the cool thing is most shops that are selling scents or perfumes or sprays or whatever it is, even natural ones, you can try it and like, you know, smell it and walk around with it for a day. I always suggest doing that before you purchase a scent, especially because scents tend to not, the ones that are quality tend to not be like super, super cheap. So, you know, do some research and see what kind of scents that you like and bring those scents around you, or even just the scent of flowers or fresh air. open your windows more. And speaking of your environment, color. Bring colors into your life. Do research on the colors and ask yourself which ones you're drawn to. And sometimes you gotta redecorate and do a haul. There's tons. There's like Facebook Marketplace. There's secondhand shops. There's like Depop. There's eBay. There's so many. Or there's just sometimes people are just getting rid of stuff. There's so many ways that you can upcycle and decorate or redecorate and donate the things that you have, or you can splurge and go all in. You deserve it. Your environment is important. So invest in your environment. For me, even when I was living in like the crummiest apartments, I would try to decorate my like room as nice as I could, and it could transform the whole place. So, and when I'm, you guys know I'm like traveling now, that's the number one thing I look at when I'm deciding what house to rent or what place to rent is the decorations. And I even sometimes will redecorate the place, take a couple of things down, hang up my own stuff. I have little like vases and trinkets and things, and I just kind of try to put my own vibe in everywhere. So who knows, maybe you're in a situation where you're living in someone else's home, or you're living with someone who's like hoarding stuff. Like, just try to create sacred space where you can, and keep your environment beautiful and decluttered, and it will help so much. Clothing is also going to help. Like, when you look in the mirror, if you're struggling with body conscious issues and stuff like that, or just not feeling your best, wearing certain colors can actually help the way that you perceive yourself and the way that you are perceived by others. So it's pretty fascinating. This is wearing soft clothing, to invest in clothing that is very soft to the touch, and that makes you feel comforted, and that makes you feel just soothed. Something about having soft fabrics around. I'm obsessed with fuzzy blankets. I love fuzzy blankets. If I wasn't traveling, I'd probably have like a bunch of them. But just being able at night or when I'm relaxing to have something like that fuzzy, soft blanket on me really helps. So, or even a pet, keep your pet around you, nice soft pet. It's crazy how comforting they are. It's like the sense of touch. Like, sometimes we forget how our senses like are there to help us and to soothe us. And so we can put ourselves in a situation where we're soothed. We can use that side of us, that beautiful gift of being able to touch and smell and hear. We can use it to hurt ourselves, or we can use it to heal ourselves, or we can just ignore it. But you can use it to your advantage. That also reminds me of music. I'm the kind of person that thinks that all music is healing, okay? Even if it's crazy or insane lyrics or like someone screaming or whatever, there's a vibe for that. Like, music can help you express your emotions. However, it's about balance, because if you're listening to lyrics all the time that are telling you, I'm depressed, and when are they gonna come back, and I miss you, and like, love that's lost, and longing, and mourning, and sadness, and apathy, and anger, like, that is like listening to affirmations, and that will get in your brain, and you'll start being on that vibe. Like, you'll get very depressed. So listen to all the music you like and what you love. Honestly, I love really depressing music. Maybe it's because I came of age in like the emo days, you guys, back in the day. But I balance that out by occasionally like listening to like waterfall sounds. I listen to a lot of music here on YouTube. Waterfall sounds, the sound of rain or the ocean, 432 hertz music. I listen to there's this channel here on YouTube called New Meditation, and I listen to that channel a lot. Like, sometimes it's like really cheesy music, but it just chills me out, whatever works, So so occasionally, tune yourself up. Crystal bowl music or Tibetan bowls, just chilling with some of that on. You'll find what works for you. Music with lyrics that are very uplifting. Just make sure that you remember sound is a tool to heal and raise your vibration as well. It's very powerful. So just keep it in balance. If you're listening to kind of interesting angry, depressing, sad music that you're vibing to, or like melancholy stuff, awesome. Vibe with that, love what you love, but also sometimes chill from that and put on like some nature sounds or something. This is another message about clothing. We kind of talked about that, but yeah, these are just a lot of tips on how to raise your vibration. Do what you're inspired to do. It's not about perfection. And different things are going to be uplifting for other people. Someone might want to make their room all black and like very gothic looking, and that might be peaceful. And other people might want to bring in like flowers and make it very springtime colors. Like what is soothing to you might be not soothing to someone else, and vice versa. So this is all about what soothes you, what's going to make you feel comforted, and just remember that. So this is a way to literally raise your vibration. It's insane how much your environment and what you're surrounding yourself with, how that has an effect on your ability to manifest and your ability to feel more joy in your life. And so, yeah, I hope that you guys are inspired. Let me know in the comments below what you are inspired to do after hearing this, or any ideas you have for how you can revamp your environment, or maybe cultivate more of this energy. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out. So for those of you guys who choose number 3, let's get your message on how can you raise your vibration to attract more good energy or more harmonious energy into your life, and maybe even attract your manifestations. So let's see what is for you in the cards. So this is going to be, I can already tell, this is going to be your get out in nature lecture or message, but it has a twist, okay? I was out in nature the other day, and I was just sitting there like preaching at my husband. We were both just like on a roll. We were feeling very inspired watching the sunset, realizing that if you have some type of like real life problem or conundrum in your life, let's say that you have maybe like some stress that's happening at work, a big decision that needs to be made, a big bill to pay, a breakup or divorce or something that you're going through, a worry or a fear about just like something, anything. When we are like in our life, we're always in our mind trying to figure out solutions, and we're trying to worry and predict and control outcomes. It's only normal, and we can get so freaked out and so stressed, and we feel like until this problem is handled, I can't relax, or I don't have time. Like, this is so stressful, I literally like cannot afford to like not focus on this. But the thing is whatever you focus on grows. And so the more that you focus on it and push up against it, like the situation can appear, because it's all perception, to spiral out of control. So you can, at that point, decide to meditate or do some mantras or work through it, or like, you know, really do some work on it spiritually, emotionally, and like try to center yourself. But the shortcut is honestly to just go out into nature. Because when I went out into nature the other day, the first 2 hours, my mind was thinking about stuff, things that had happened, worries, just like inundating me with stuff. And I had to kind of breathe through it and like, but naturally, the more time I just spent out there, it all faded away. And I got to this place of like chillness. And then hours later, I like got to a complete state of bliss. And it just happened naturally. Just being out there, seeing the bugs and the birds, and being by the water, and playing with the earth, and just doing nothing. I literally left my phone at home this day. I think that's key. I had nothing to do other than just be out there. I didn't bring any activities. I didn't bring any books. I didn't bring anything to distract myself with. I just had nature. That was it. And I was just like, wow, that was like a miracle healing. I went home, whatever I was worried about, literally didn't even exist anymore. The problem had solved itself. And that's what happens. Sometimes we got to get out of our own way. I'm not saying that we can just ignore everything, go out in nature all the time, and just pretend like nothing's happening. That's escapism. That's neglecting things. That's avoidance. There's a difference. There's a balance to it. We need to take action sometimes, but there comes a point, that state of surrender where there's really nothing we can do. Those are the times where you need to just get out in nature and unplug. And, if you're with somebody, do not talk about the issue or the problem, whatever's going on. Like, challenge yourself to be in nature and to just experience it, and everything will dissolve. It's crazy. Nature is the great healer. We realize what really is true about life and ourselves when we're out there. We remember who we are. We see what the truth is, and the matrix literally dissolves when we're out there. And nature is one thing they can never take away. Even with the lockdown and all that kind of stuff, I think it's so amazing how there were people watching nature videos during that time, or listening to nature sounds, or taking care of the little plant in their windowsill. That experience can never be taken from us. Or hanging out with their pet, So there's a little bit of nature all around you, but if you can get out in it, that's going to be even better. And this says God speaks. You can literally hear the voice of God, or your higher self, or your intuition, whatever you want to call it, when you are in nature. That is when you're going to get your bright ideas. The answer will come. So if you have a question, you need an answer, go out into nature. And this is heaven. Like, that's what nature is. Like, nature is literally heaven on earth. And it's this, like, heaven is like a concept. It's this concept of this pure, beautiful place where everything's perfect and everything is healed, and everything, all is well, and like you can just have this joy and you can just rest and relax. You don't have to wait till you die to experience this. You don't have to wait until you retire to experience this. You don't have to wait until the weekend to experience this. Create time for this. Make this a huge priority in your life. By making nature a priority, naturally your vibration will lift. So you can do all the things that we talked about earlier in this reading. You can do all the little raise your vibration hacks, but if you just make nature your number one priority, your vibe will be high. You'll be attracting things left and right. It's the secret. It's literally the secret, and it's right there all around you. Now, I've lived in the city. I know how hard it is to get nature. When I was living in Los Angeles, you'd think, oh, there's nature everywhere, but there's like the beach. You have to drive in traffic to get there, and then you got to pay for parking, or you got to it's just very controlled environment. And then there's like Griffith Park or like Runyon Canyon, and it's just, you have to search. By the way, if you're in Los Angeles, I would recommend going to Eaton Canyon in Altadena, Pasadena area, and there actually is a train, or I think that gets off. There's a stop right there, and you can just walk straight up the road, and the entrance to Eaton Canyon is there. So if you want to know how to get there or what I'm talking about, just email me and I'll tell you about it. That place saved my life. There's gonna be somewhere. You just have to search for it. Everywhere, no matter what city, there's gonna be somewhere you can get your nature, okay? So brainstorm that, figure that out. You got to find your strategy. Every time you move somewhere, you live somewhere, figure out where your nature is and know that that is your source. And this is about getting out of your head and into your body. So this might not even be about nature. This might be doing activities where you're using your hand that requires so much focus that you can only focus on what you're doing. If you don't have a craft or a hobby like that, pick one up. Pick up a hobby or a craft where it forces you not to think about the crazy stuff that's in your head, okay? Exercises like that too. It gets you in your body, maybe horseback riding, swimming, whatever. There's activities you can do that are very zen, that get you out of your mind and whatever's going on up there into what's happening here, in this physical world. I love this card, the Temple, Sacred Convergence. This is just all about how epic nature is. Don't forget like that beauty of the epicness of this world, because the matrix, you know, these boxes that we're in, social media, like all the stuff that's been created, some of it's awesome, some of it helps, but like a lot of it gets you out of the truth of this world and the truth you will find in nature and inside yourself. Okay? So, man of earth, woman of the sky, this is reminding you that you come from nature, you're part of it, and you need it. It's essential. If you've been feeling off, you might just need more nature, you know? That might not solve everything, but it can help a lot. The mother prays. Go out in nature and pray. If you're freaking out about something, yesterday I did this. I was laying out at the beach and I put my hands on the ground, closed my eyes, and like on top of this plant, and I just prayed about something that I was worried about or I had my mind on. And I just imagined the energy of it releasing, and I just kind of gave it out there. And so you can do the same thing by, like, this is what people do when they wish upon a star or they throw a coin in a fountain or something. It's like a wish, it's like a prayer, it's an intention. So if you don't like praying, then maybe you can just blow a dandelion and make a wish or something. Or yeah, you can make wishes. Or like just state out loud what you want, or say an affirmation or something, or just declare something to yourself. Just play around with that idea of like the power of your words, or that you really can like release things from your body through the power of words and intention. So yeah, get out there, get out in nature, you guys. Don't know any other way to say it. It's important for you, and I challenge you to get out in nature within couple days of receiving this message. And if you can, literally today, if not tomorrow, okay? Get out there and then come back and leave a comment and let me know how it goes, okay? Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out.